Monster Hunter World has a ton of features and gameplay elements that are just outright hidden from the standard player. You'll often accidentally stumble upon things or have to have watched it in a guide or elsewhere to understand some of these things. This is true across multiple facets of the game, and one area where it's very prominent is with the weapon usage itself. I'm going to go over a bunch of advanced techniques for all the different weapons, and perhaps some tips that you may not know. For a broader range of hidden tips and tricks in Monster Hunter World, check out the 21 hidden tips guide I've done. There's something there for everyone. I'm Light It Up Dan. The sort of content I love to produce aims to reduce the overwhelm and unknown of the Monster Hunter games. Very quickly, a massive thank you to all of you who have really turned up and gotten us to around 80% of unsubscribed viewers on the channel, with the majority of you returning either from shorts or elsewhere. If you enjoy the videos, do subscribe. I'm aiming to get that down to 50%. And with that said, let's jump in. The Greatsword's True Charged Slash is the most powerful attack it can do, and the most powerful single strike attack in the game as well, traditionally requiring you to go through the string of charged slashes. You can, however, skip straight to the True Charged Slash via a Slinger Burst, which can be done after a variety of attacks including the Wide Slash and Jumping Wide Slash, also allowing the hunter to pivot and fully redirect themselves in any of the 360 directions. This is my preferred playstyle with the Greatsword. It's super fun, involved, and versatile. The Greatsword's Wide Slash and Jumping Wide Slash are generally overlooked, mainly due to how fantastic the True Charge Slash is. These are both powerful horizontal strikes with a nice wide hitbox, with the Jumping Wide Slash having a high elemental damage modifier. What many folks don't know is you can actually do a charged version of the Jumping Wide Slash by tackle cancelling out of your regular Charge Slash level 3. The follow-up attack is a level 3 charged Jumping Wide Slash, dealing exponentially more raw and elemental damage. Land this one on Alatreon's legs and thank me later. The longsword has a variety of extremely cool flashy attacks. Some of these abilities are used to avoid damage, and others to unleash devastation, and even both simultaneously. What many hunters don't know is they can be chained together in various ways that help you stay extra dynamic and fluid with your weapon usage. During the Foresight Slash animation, you can go immediately into the Spirit Thrust, initiating the Spirit Helmbreaker. Useful if you're already at red gauge, you don't need the level up, and you're looking to deal more damage. You can also go into the special sheath stance during the Foresight Slash animation, and immediately after landing the Spirit Helmbreaker, just adding that extra fluidity and versatility to your hunts. Sword and Shield is a very versatile, extremely powerful weapon that centers around the perfect rush combo. How you perform the backstep to initiate this is very important, as well as performing it anytime mid-combo. You can also do it directly after dodging, using the Rising Slash, and by just simply holding up your shield. Being mindful of these alone will elevate your Sword and Shield gameplay to the next level. Here's one with Sword and Shield that I'm sure a lot of you don't know. Directly after rolling, by flicking your left stick towards a different direction, you're able to completely pivot the direction that you backstep to. This one's very tricky to do, particularly in the heat of a fight. It's hard enough to do whilst practicing in the training area, but if you can get it down and pull it out during a fight, it gives you a tremendous advantage to be able to perfectly reposition yourself and get out a perfect rush in situations you wouldn't otherwise be lined up to do so. Really flashy and super satisfying when you land it. A couple of bonus ones with Sword and Shield that not everyone is familiar with. The stationary 3-input B or circle combo you can do is very quick and strong. Fantastic bang for your buck with low commitment. And after rolling, you can press left trigger to do a claw uppercut. I call it the claw you can. Latching onto a monster's part, allowing you to instantly tenderize even without the Shaver Jewel. Not the easiest to direct, but with a bit of practice, you'll get the hang of it. Great to have that additional option. Dual blades are a super fun, very fast striking weapon that enables the hunter to have excellent mobility. It's responsible for arguably the flashiest attack in the game. I'm of course referring to the Heavenly Blade Dance. You might have done this once or twice without realizing how. In demon mode, by running up a wall or by jumping off a ledge, pressing the attack button whilst facing down the length of the monster will see you do an attack on Titan spinning slash all the way across it. Can be devastating with elemental and looks extremely cool on larger monsters. Dual blades being a light weapon means it needs to do 2 clutch claw attacks to tenderize. However, like the Sword and Shield, it also has an additional attack you can do to get off a full instant tenderize. In demon mode, do the full B or circle combo all the way to completion, followed by the left trigger to clutch claw onto the monster part. The spinning Rising Slash instantly tenderizes and deals a really good amount of damage too. A very powerful attack you should integrate into your core dual blades gameplay, and saves you slotting a Shaver Jewel too. A bonus advanced skill for dual blades is after you've done your blade dance attack, you're able able to do a slinger burst to reposition yourself and cut out the recovery period after the attack, helping you chain into different attacks quicker. It doesn't have a huge impact on uptime, but it is pretty neat to incorporate. Hammer is a super fun weapon, delivering very high damage for very low commitment. Simple to understand combo inputs, fast and very strong. Many players see a powerful swinging attack out of the charge, perhaps accidentally triggering it themselves, and don't really know how they did it. The attack is the Charged Brutal Big Bang, performed by getting to a level 3 power charge, which is released whilst the hunter is stationary, not tilting the left stick at all, performing a slightly weaker version of the Big Bang finisher, which is by no means weak, it's very strong. The key here is letting go of the left stick, otherwise you go into the spinning bludgeon attack. In addition to this really powerful low commitment attack, you can hit left trigger to follow up with a clutch claw spinning attack, Beyblading you across the screen, dealing great damage and allowing you to do a tenderized attack. Incredibly flashy and satisfying. Whilst holding down charge with right trigger using hammer, you're able to roll off a ledge and then hop in mid-air in whichever direction you flick to, enabling you to get into a loop with a ledge punish, which can deal tremendous amounts of damage to a monster that's nearby a ledge or even toppled over. You'll also find it gets you mounts very quickly and easily. One more cool thing you can do with the ledge: at level 3 power charge, if you simply run off rather than roll off, you can do your mid-air swing and follow up with a really powerful upswing finisher, giving you more options to respond to different situations better. A nice bonus tech may be more useful for players who have recently picked up the weapon. You don't always have to do a full level 3 charge. The level 2 charged brutal upswing performs a swift uppercut with a good gap close, fires out really quickly, is great damage, and counters one of the hammer's biggest weaknesses with its low reach. Hunting Horn is quite similar to hammer in that it's pretty high damage attacks with low commitment strikes. It of course has the capabilities to play melodies, providing buffs for yourself and your squad, boasting 5 separate attack inputs which can alter depending on how you're holding your left stick, where you are in the combo, a very powerful combo loop you can get into when the monster's downed or otherwise, is performing any attack, followed by the left trigger echo spin attack, then a backwards hilt jab with any of the inputs, looped over to the echo spin. This dishes out so much pain. Absolutely fantastic for topples. A couple of bonus advanced techs for Hunting Horn which a lot of players don't seem to know is that with the up to 3 stored melodies, you can actually perform all 3 by holding down right trigger. You don't have to perform an individual song one at a time. And once all 3 have played through, press right trigger again to encore them all and get the powered up version. Not only this, but the notes that you play carry over between the different melodies that you store. For example, if I play this attack up L melody, the orange and red notes go towards the all melody effects extended song. I only need to play one more orange note to get that second melody stored up. Getting used to this and implementing it allows you to be more dynamic and efficient with your horn, exponentially improving your honks. Lance is a fantastic weapon that allows the hunter to stay in the forefront of the fight with the ultimate defense, whilst also being the most aggressive weapon in the game too. Your movement speed and general mobility is highly restricted whilst you have the weapon drawn. However, using the actual weapon's abilities, you can achieve some very good maneuverability. Learning how to use the guard dash effectively is pivotal to unlocking this extra mobility. Forward left trigger and Y will execute the move. In the middle of a combo, you can use different directional inputs to move in different ways. Pressing B follows up with a thrusting attack hitting multiple times, a great gap closer. Guard dash is also fantastic for activating offensive guard, so really use it to your advantage to effectively gap close and activate abilities like that. The Lance's power guard is an omnidirectional block. Upon taking a heavy blow, the hunter is knocked backwards from the direction they're facing. As the block itself is omnidirectional, you can face opposite of a blow that's about to impact you, get knocked backwards, in this case forwards towards the monster, using it as a gap close after you've blocked their big attack. This is some big brain Lance gameplay and takes a high level of skill and comfort with a weapon. Gun Lance is a wonderful weapon, sharing a few similarities with Lance, including the joint best guard in the game, with many different options using its shelling and other cool attacks. In addition to the usual thrusting attacks that the Lance has, Gun Lance has these fantastic slapping swinging strikes, performing rising slash with Y and B into overhead smash with Y, and then the very strong wide sweep with another Y. This combo can be looped and does an absolute ton of damage. Not only that, but after the wide sweep you can even do the worm stake cannon, which is incredibly strong. If you want to get to worm stake cannon really quickly, you can fire off 2 shelling attacks with B, with the third being the worm stake cannon. Gun Lance has a beautiful ledge punish attack you can set up, which can deal a phenomenal amount of damage. Facing into the ledge, backstep off it, and hit right trigger. Repeat and repeat. You need a bit of luck with the monster toppling in the right position for you, but if you get it, oh boy. A nice bonus tech to keep in mind for Gunlance that I don't think really has too many practical applications is that if you need to reload your shelling and wormstake cannon, performing a lunging up thrust into a scalable wall will execute an attack that gives you a full reload. Cool to keep in mind. I'm not sure if there's many situations where it's actually going to be useful. Switch axe is a phenomenal morphing weapon, transforming between a two-handed giant axe and a two-handed giant sword. In axe mode, it has this great attack called the wild swing, planting you in place, swinging the axe side to side. After 3 or more swings, you can press Y to do a heavy slam, a powerful attack adding a temporary part damage increase buff to axe mode. But what I really wanted to mention was the morph sweep combo you can do out of the wild swings. Simply press right trigger after even one wild swing and do this fantastic, powerful morph sweep combo string, spinning your weapon around, connecting heavy hits, turning it into the sword form. One of the weapon's most powerful attacks. Another brilliant advanced tech you can do with the switch axe is whilst you're latched on doing a zero-sum discharge, you rapidly press the attack input to keep adding those ticks of damage. You'd normally keep tapping it until the finisher fires off, you explode, fire backwards, and you've got quite a long recovery from that. If you stop tapping the attack inputs 1 or 2 ticks before the finisher fires off, you won't have that massive recoil backwards. You'll simply hop down, allowing you to get right back into the action without that big recovery period. Absolutely game-changing tech for the weapon. Charge Blade is another one of the transformation weapons, morphing between a giant sword and board and a giant two-handed axe. Incredibly versatile and tremendously powerful. You may be expecting a deep dive into guard points, but I'm actually not going to do that. That's over in the full guide. Check that out if you're interested, but here's a quick overview of them. Essentially, guard points are attacks where your shield ends up in front of you, and you end up automatically blocking an attack. It has 2 levels of bonus guard automatically. You're able to block attacks mid-combo, it generates some file charge, and you can go straight into an SAED from it. So guard points are awesome. The first Charge Blade advanced tech I do want to talk about is the SAED cancel into the AED. Your shield's charged, you've got files, you start performing the SAED, you hold back and press Y and it'll cancel to an AED. The benefits of the amped element discharge is it fires out a lot quicker than the super version and only consumes 1 file despite doing multiple file bursts when you connect. The additional flexibility this option provides is fantastic, given how locked in you are with the super amped element discharge. Really packs a punch for such a quick attack as well. This will also be your default option if you don't have the shield charged but you try to do an SAED. One of the best mobility strikes the Charge Blade has is the sliding slash. Performed by holding the left stick and pressing B in any direction, sees the hunter effortlessly glide across the stage, repositioning themselves to a more tactical point. Useful to use after forward slash to really help close the gap. And if you want to get extra fancy, it even ends in a guard point. Axe form with or without Savage Axe with Charge Blade is notorious for launching teammates. Here's a combo you can do instead. Do the dash slam by holding forward and pressing Y, a gap closing big overhead swing with the axe, and then press B or circle to do the element discharge too. Wait until the hunter fully steps back before looping back into the dash slam. This combo is super strong and won't knock your teammates away so they can deal their damage as well. Insect Glaive is a fantastic weapon with great versatility, mobility, and the only inherently aerial weapon in the game. Whilst the weapon's ground combos are the most damaging attacks it can do, a hunter should for sure still incorporate the diving thrust attack. A very powerful move with multiple hits that has an automatic combo follow-up once you land. Absolutely devastating and should be a core element of your combo loops, training to and from your very powerful ground combos. Also, if your Kinsect is stored, it will automatically release and perform a very cool Kinsect drill technique, penetrating through from the point of the diving thrust execution to where the hunter lands. A nice bonus tech that not all Insect Glaive players are aware of is that when you're in the air, you can hit left trigger to do a claw attack. This is only to latch on with your clutch claw, it's not an instant tenderize, but is still very useful for the additional flexibility and options that it provides you. Light bowgun is one of the dedicated ranged weapons, boasting a good mid-range and some excellent mobility for the hunter. New players will often gravitate towards it for the simplicity of the point and shoot gameplay. Where it gets more complex is in the preparation of the weapon, picking the right bowgun with the correct ammo that works well with it, and suitable mods that enhance its functionality. One such mod exclusively exclusive to the light bowgun is the Evade Reload mod, providing a quick and easy reload of any ammunition through the use of an evade after the shot. Very dynamic and fluid, providing exponential time savings for more powerful ammos that take longer to normally reload. You can also transform the light bowgun's Wyvern Blast special ammo from a mine placed on the ground into a counter-attack that propels you backwards, not only giving you an active counter you didn't have before, which deals more damage when an enemy is actively striking, but further improving upon the weapon's already great mobility to really separate it from the heavy bowgun. Heavy bowgun is one of the absolute strongest weapons in the game, responsible for most of the meta builds that absolutely shreds the monsters. There aren't particularly any advanced techs that I do want to talk about with the weapon. It is however worth mentioning that you can put the shield mods onto it to give it auto-blocking defensive capabilities. Great to give you that additional breathing room and flexibility, particularly because your mobility is so low with the weapon drawn. Bow is one of the most powerful weapons in the game and masquerades as a ranged option that's more close to medium range, providing crazy damage output and excellent mobility at the cost of very high stamina usage. A hunter can hold down right trigger to charge up their arrows, increasing the damage it deals. However, you automatically go up charge levels in between all of your stringed combos. A very powerful rotation is the charge shot, power shot, charging sidestep into an immediate charge shot, and repeat. A lesser known advanced tech with the bow is that your very powerful Dragon Piercer special attack benefits from your charge level, so getting to level 3 or level 4 if you have the charge up decoration exponentially increases the damage output of the Dragon Piercer attack. You can create whole builds around this, and they deal mad damage. Which of these advanced techs are you most excited to try out, or do you already enjoy? Let me know in the comments, I would love to hear from you. As mentioned at the start, a massive thank you for really turning up and getting us to around 80% of unsubscribed viewers, with the majority of you returning from shorts or otherwise. If you enjoy the videos, do subscribe. For a mature, inclusive community that hunts together across different Monster Hunter titles, on different platforms even, come and join the Discord, we would love to have you. I also do open sessions live on stream over on Twitch. I will leave all of these links for you in the description. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you in the new world.